Diaspora remittances continue to provide a critical lifeline for many Kenyans. Most of them say it has become difficult to borrow money from banks and local lenders.
Na pesa una kazi uwezi kupata nini sasa na kutumia uende ukachukue zile pesa. Ukishazichukua hizo pesa na hii corona utalipaje?
The Central Bank of Kenya CBK in a recent review raised the key lending rate by 75 basis points to 8.2%, matching the Federal Reserve hike last week as central banks struggle to tame inflation. This means that it is more costly for commercial banks to borrow money. These banks can in turn increase the interest rates they offer to households and businesses, thus making loans more costly for ordinary Kenyan. According to Lenhard, the Chief Executive Officer for ZEPZ, the group that powers cross-border remittance brands world-remit and Sendwave, says that despite the economic disruptions brought about by various factors, diaspora remittances remain strong and plays a key role in sustaining the economy.
Remittance market continuing to increase. Kenya's been no exception to that. I think the CBK here said in the first half of this year the remittance market had grown by 17%, so it's still growing quite aggressively despite the last few years of high growth.
Wilford, ZEPZ's chief financial officer on his part, noted that even as the world adjusts to increased global inflation, migrants' resilience and commitment to their loved ones back at home has proven to be vital.
So I think as the globe moves towards more turmoil, we see interest rates rising and inflation rising, both here in Kenya and in the sending markets where the diaspora is living and trying to come up with the funds to send money home. We see maybe people sending even a little bit more frequently, but a little bit less each time they're sending.
They continue to send money home back to friends and family, and that bond, that commitment remains strong regardless of what's going on.
In a recent report by world-remit, globally 78% of remittance senders agree that the cost of living has increased for themselves. 75% of respondents in the report said that the cost of living for those they send money to has increased since the start of the year, with daily expenses, healthcare and educational support continue to be major reasons for sending.
As much as there may be pain and suffering in the sending markets too, where people are losing their jobs or paying more for rent and mortgages and other goods, those costs are rising here in Kenya too. So it's important that those funds come home.
The Central Bank of Kenya has so far acknowledged that diaspora remittances have led to economic boom and have resulted in improvement of both economic and social welfare of direct and indirect beneficiaries.
And we're one of the few really scaled large players out there and are sending billions of dollars every year back to the African continent. And so we're committed to this market.
Linda Koskei, K24 Business.